Welcome for another show of Wave On and
Wave On.
Stop.
Get on your boards.
That's right. Get on the board. Classes are happening.
Splash into the water.
And it is getting close to the end of July. No, summer, don't leave, right?
Paddle into the sunset.
We did tonight. We had a great night. We went to a different part of the lake where we saw some more canals and Bigfoot. But Bigfoot is getting taken over by the cattails.
Breathe in the fresh air.
This is what? Episode 32.
Put on your sunscreen.
And the last episode, I told about my story of my life in a nutshell.
Yes.
Was that okay?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
People need to know more about you.
yeah.
You know, you got to round out your personality that everybody's, getting to know and warming up to on these adventurous podcasts that you're doing.
Right. And plus, we're building connection with others, and it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talking about connection for this episode, Lauren, she runs 3 Instagram accounts, but one of them, if you are a Sup teacher in the network of Instagram, Lauren may have highlighted you at some point on her Namaste Sup account, because that account was basically created for the community and sharing the passion with other instructors. And so she likes to highlight other paddleboard centers, whether you teach classes or maybe you're an instructor, your account personally. But I know both of my accounts because I have 2, and that's crazy enough to keep up with, let alone 3 accounts.
Very busy individual.
So we talk about that a little bit in the podcast, but I feel like there was so much more she could have shared and highlighted, and because she just has a ton of experience. Can you believe, like, she was in Hawaii doing her recording?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
And she is married to like a professional stand-up paddleboarder.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a really cool story. And I wish, well, I don't want to say I wish, but I will live through her and her Instagram photos out there, either from California or Hawaii.
Vicarious living.
Pretty much, you know.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, I like where I'm at, but, the winters are harsh here, so.
Cold, shivery, icy.
Stop. Please stop. Stop with that.
I will.
Okay. So, when are you going to paddleboard next?
Soon enough. I did last week. I jumped on the board and paddled around with, remember when or actually this past weekend, I paddled with Greg. Greg and I jumped on the paddle boards. And we
Did he
paddled
fall
around.
off?
No. He fell off at the very end when he was by the dock and he was wanting to get down onto his knees onto the board, and he lost it and fell in.
Yeah. He's a good sailor.
Yes. He loves to sail.
On the sunfish. So, getting on the paddleboard sometimes is a different extreme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoys it though. It's a good workout for him.
Yeah.
He stays active for his age, for sure.
Definitely has a hard time choosing. Should it be the windsurfer, the sailboat, or now a paddleboard?
Yeah, he's doing it all, trying to get it all in.
That's right. And actually, with Lauren and all the experience that she has, there's so many different paddles that she has done and trying to travel. She's originally from Arizona, so she would do top views of lakes and rivers and trying to do all of them before she moved to California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so talk about trying to do it all. Plus,
right?
have a community that she tries to keep connected, and plus does sup challenges.
Nice.
So, yeah, like jump roping on a board or paddling, standing on one foot, doing tree pose.
That's crazy.
You know what that is, right? Tree pose, like yoga, and you're paddling.
Yeah, nice. That's crazy.
Yeah, would you try that?
You'd have to have strong ankles for that to really focus all your balance through that, one leg connected to the board. Your foot muscles are doing double time.
Exactly.
Trying to keep that balance, right? So,
well, if you're tuning in for the show, I would definitely look up Lauren and her account Namaste Sup. And if you have your paddleboard pictures to be featured, she would more than likely share your picture. You just do a tag. And I'm excited to have her on and share her knowledge, her experience. And if you go to follow any of her other accounts, you'll see more of her traveling and just these awesome backgrounds on a paddleboard.
So get on your boards and enjoy the rest of the summer, y'all.
That's right. We do still have enough summer left, but trying to get on as many times as possible for classes. I'm going to ignore him, okay? So he's just now a sidekick in the background. And we had an awesome paddle tonight. We did something completely different. And I always say we just keep it interesting and definitely a different experience each time we get on the water. So either it's for Sup Yoga or just a paddle night. And we just keep it interesting. I mean, last night we got a little rained out, so we'll have to reschedule that one. We're going to work on that. And we've got Boards Bar and Brunch this weekend. It's almost full. I think we got 2 spots left. It starts at 9:30 in the morning. We've got brunch from Jelly Drams out in Troy. And then we'll have one more of those dates at the end of August, one more to close out the season or the summer. And Girls Sup Camp, couple spots left for that one. It's August 2nd and the 3rd. It's brand new for Luna Moon Sup Yoga. Go to lunamoonsupyoga.com and you'll see the regular schedule. Blog, we had a student feature, awesome lady in the neighborhood, brand new, learning all about kayaking and paddleboarding. Shout out to Jeannie on the blog. She's doing awesome and having an amazing summer. She is definitely using the lake, so taking advantage of Mother Nature.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let's get dived into it. Episode 32, here we go with Lauren. Namaste, Sup. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit of a technical difficulty, but here we've got Lauren on the line here. Namaste, Sup. And I popped the question about how I read this article on Maui, or at least Hawaii, maybe getting an influx of visitors, kind of taxing the system. Is that true?
Yeah, no, it's been absolutely crazy. I guess, I think one of my friends was telling me that on the 4th of July, 100,000 people were coming through the airport or something crazy like that. So there's been a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. From all over the world or U.S.?
I think primarily U.S. right now.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. People just ready to get out and do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I haven't been to Maui in forever. I loved it there. I haven't been to the Big Island or any of the others, but I have some books thinking that I'll get back there one day.
Yeah, you'll have to come on back.
Yeah. How long have you been there?
Oh gosh, for a little over a month now.
Okay. How are you going to be able to leave and
I know it's going to be rough. I'll probably be annoying all the Californians driving 55 on the highway.
Nice. Yeah. Much more laid back, living over there in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the first time I saw paddleboarding was in Hawaii. And really, I think they were just giant longboards. I don't even know if I was looking at anything that special because it was a while ago. It was probably 15 years ago or something.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's like really blown up over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still kind of playing catch up over here in Midwest Michigan, where people are still learning what SUP stands for.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I'm an ambassador. I'm telling them all about it. Yeah, right. Yeah, you have 3 Instagram accounts. How do you keep up with all of that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't.
Well, you do a really good job with all the photos and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially your Sup Yoga Traveler.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, those pictures are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, tell me how you got into the sport of paddleboarding.
Oh gosh. Let's see. 2008, I was just getting into yoga, land yoga.
Okay.
And I was going through getting my yoga certification. I was getting my master's in physical education. And I saw this video. My mom and my brother are like really into Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder.
Oh.
And there's a video, I think it was called Iconoclast. And Laird Hamilton had taken Eddie Vedder out stand-up paddling, and my mom had recorded it and brought it over to me and showed me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was really into kayaking at that time with my dad. And I was like, oh, we got to try this.
Okay.
And so just started paddling in the lakes of Arizona, where I was born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
And I started this thing where I really wanted to move out to California. But before I moved out, and once I got my master's, I wanted to paddle all the waterways. And so I'd get on Google Earth, and anywhere that had like water, I'd like put the board on my car and like go. And,
Nice.
My toes were like getting numb from paddling like 22 miles, or, some of these lakes were kind of big.
Yeah. Wow.
I'd just start doing yoga on my board. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, this couple came over, and they're like, hey, do you offer any classes? And I was like, no, but I can. So I started up doing donation-based stand-up paddle yoga.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? I would, and when they asked you, you were probably like, well, sure, yeah, I can do something, and like,
yeah. When are you available?
Right, exactly.
Let's do it today.
Yeah. It's like, you mean right now or Monday morning or Yeah, I kind of started out like that as well, because everyone just within the neighborhood also just saw me as like, wow, she has a lot of boards and she's always on the water. You should ask her even about what board to get or what's the differences between them and stuff like that. So that's how it kind of snowballed for me and getting into it and doing it like officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and then you moved to where about in California?
Yeah, so I'm in Southern California, Oceanside, so like northern San Diego.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I liked San Diego a lot. That's where I got my SUP certification, was in San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's the last time I've been there, which has been a little bit now. And I always talk about how I visited there and just like being near the ocean and the, food you get to eat and stuff. And so that's awesome. How'd you wind up there?
Long distance relationship.
Oh yeah.
But
okay.
Also we had family there, and my dad has a boat there, so I'd constantly be going, like our vacations were either to Hawaii or it was to California to get away from, the 120-degree heat of Arizona.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up going to California, and then my parents are both Californians. And one trip I went to go visit a friend, and then we saw a surf contest going on, and just like sat down at Huntington Beach to watch this longboarding contest. And we were hooting and hollering. We're kind of very competitive people.
Yeah.
And apparently at longboard contests, people don't get like that excited.
But you were.
We were. And caught the attention of my future husband. So yeah, we started long distance dating.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And he's a competitor as well?
Yeah. So he was there doing the contest and he had just finished. And yeah, so he's a professional longboarder.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That must be super fun.
It is. It is. I'm really lucky.
And you must have a collection of boards.
Yes, we do. Yeah. He has his collection and I'm now working on him. I'm like, can I have my board collection now?
Yeah.
Like, I have two. I mean, you got like 100.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah, we've got boards like hiding behind the couch, like in every room, like storage facilities. We just went and visited his dad on Maui, and he's like, "Okay, son, like you have 100 boards hiding underneath our house, like that you need to get rid of."
Oh my gosh. Wow. And I think you would sell them pretty fast if that was maybe what he was hinting at, but
Yeah, I mean, besides surf contests, so he actually does that for a living. So he sells surfboards.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Would you order pizza?
I don't know.
That's funny. Oh, I love the community that you do have. Like I just said, with the 3 Instagram accounts that you have going on, and you're trying to do a community. You have a website and stuff. I know when you invited me, I don't even know. It might have been a couple years ago that you were kind of building that. That's super fun. I mean, how did you think to do that?
Yeah, I was just in Arizona, and people are walking up doing Sup Yoga classes, donation based, and I was like, is there anybody else doing this? I'm like really passionate about bringing my yoga practice on the water, and so I got on the internet and was looking to see is there anybody else that I can like talk about,
Mm-hmm.
about Sup Yoga and how amazing this is, and there wasn't really anybody to share that with. And I got on, and there was like 10 people using the web that I had searched up and was reaching out to, and it was just an amazing community. And I was like, wow, we need to build something to bring everybody together. So I started offering Namaste Sup, free global community, and it grew. And so I have this website, and we built a map.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just amazing to watch. We'd put little pins where everybody was, and it blew up. It was just amazing to watch just those pins grow from basically out of those 10 people, it was like Florida and California and along the coast, and it just kind of grew in and it grew up and like I had to keep adding more and more space on the map as it just kept growing and growing. And
oh, nice.
It's just an amazing community to be a part of.
Right. Yeah. That's one thing I've definitely noticed building the podcast and having different people on talking about, their experience and whether they do run it as a business or not, teaching classes and stuff. Yeah, just some amazing people. And then, it's fun that the Instagram kind of ties a little bit of that together because you get to see their photos too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you have like some pretty cool stuff that you post out there with either it's like, I think the last one I saw was about, holding your paddle and doing the paddle stroke and stuff. So that stuff's all really fun to do, and even if it's like a fun challenge, and get other people involved, I think that's like part of it, So you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really kind of cool. I think I got tagged by somebody like a month ago, and they're like, "Hey, you got to try jump roping on your stand-up paddleboard."
Yes.
I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Exactly.
I don't know her.
That's a good one though, because that's another one I saw and I was like, oh, I want to try that. I never thought of that,
Exactly. So I think it just opens up. I love Instagram, just everybody tagging each other and just trying new things, and it's just opened up so much more, I think.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. And yeah, it's created that community of the wave, the podcast name Wave On. I mean, there's, more to it than just being like a wave. It's, this like connection of everyone together. So, which we've talked about that before, like in other episodes, just like, how that all comes together and it just ties in. So it's like just fun to watch, like what you're saying with the whole website thing. Yeah. So, you're way ahead of me in time. I'm going into the evening hours. What's some of the fun things that you've done while you've been out there? You're visiting family and all of that. I mean, have you got to paddle a lot?
Oh yeah, every single day. So I'm lucky that my dad lives in Hawaii Kai, and his place is like right on the water, so it's really cool. I get to wake up and paddle every morning, and I have at least one board here. So
Do you?
I'm taking after my husband, trying to store boards where I can.
Right. What kind of board is that one?
Yeah, so I brought my Boga stand-up paddle board, so I do yoga on that, and then I have my husband's model that he did with Surf Tech a long time ago. It's a Donald Takayama Noah board, and so I use that for surfing, which has been a lot of fun. So I've been surfing the South Shore of Oahu.
Oh, amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. I think I've seen a couple of your photos recently and it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I'm just going to keep watching your Instagram and like living through while I'm stuck in the rain delay in Michigan.
Oh gosh. Well, sending positive thoughts for good weather for you.
Yes, send us some sun. Oh, I had some really good classes over the weekend and, they have so much fun. I mean, I'm sure that's something that you experience a lot too when you teach classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get like a lot of reoccurring people that come back or a lot of newbies still?
Well, with COVID, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The pandemic. So, I haven't been doing a lot of classes, more private lessons, and then I've been doing a lot of like online Boga Fit trainings.
Oh, cool.
Boga with Zoom. Right before I came out to Hawaii, I did a class at the Coronado Hotel, which was really cool. That was the first time that I was like back on the water instead of being on Zoom,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You would do it on the water. It was nice to actually be like out on the water. So yeah, right now or currently I'm teaching teachers, I guess, or training.
Yeah. Okay.
So many reoccurring, but.
And the Boga Fair, that's a virtual thing?
Well, it used to be in person, but it's starting to come back in person. But the past year, it's all been online.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a square inflatable board that goes in pools, gyms.
And then when you did it virtually, like, were they in the water too?
No, they were on land.
Oh, okay.
I had my board, and then I have this really cool invention that Dave from Boga did, where you inflate like this bottom half, and it has air chambers, so it mimics being on the water. So that way, when they were watching, I'm like, this is like what would happen if your like students lean to the side and whatnot. It simulated it, but yeah, it'll be nice to go back in person for sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. The training other teachers, that's another little thing that I've just started for this season as well. So I'll be getting some experience doing that.
Yeah, it's so rewarding, just that like sharing of passion for stand-up paddle yoga, but the light bulbs going off of, I do this on land, but like taking it on the water and applying it there and the sequencing of it all. It's really easy.
Now you were saying that you kind of did more yoga on land first, and then kind of, I'm assuming you just, like I did, married both of those worlds together, water and your land practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, like, what was that like for you? I mean, did you find that like they both were still equally like serious together, or because you eliminate the four walls and it's like it kind of becomes a different experience in a good way.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Shavasana, for instance, like it was really hard. Like it didn't do well for my land practice. Let me tell you that. Like,
yeah.
Once you do stand-up paddle yoga, it's really hard to like get yourself to go back like indoors because Shavasana outside with clouds,
Mm-hmm.
I was practicing down like lazy rivers and there'd be wild horses, while you're in like your warrior two. So it was like really, really hard to be like, okay, I guess I got to roll out my mat. Like I love the challenge and like, oh, a butterfly coming by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really makes you in the present moment,
Definitely. And I would, here's a little bit of what I think or feel is that, like you just said, that present moment, because you are really moving like one foot at a time to balance the board and everything. And land is very different that way. I sometimes my mind can still drift a little in the land portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really difficult for me to stay in the present moment in four walls. But when you're on that board, I mean, you have to be present or you're going in the water.
Yeah, right. And do you think I'm obviously assuming that you're a very outdoorsy type like me, do you think that that's part of it too, that it's like, yeah, the present moment thing, but also just adding in that water baby outdoorsy personality as well?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have you ever had people that come and they're like, I've never even done yoga on land?
Yes. It's kind of, you get a little bit of both. You either have that like person who's taken like all the yoga classes but had never stand-up paddled before,
Mm-hmm.
or you have that like diehard stand-up paddle person who's like, oh yeah, I think I'll try yoga.
Yeah.
Or the person who hasn't done either. Yeah, definitely. I've had that in my classes where they're like, I've never done yoga before. I'm not that flexible, but I'm this big outdoors person. I thought it would be fun.
Yeah. And then what did they think afterwards?
Oh, they were hooked. Yeah.
They really liked it.
They're like, I'm going to start adding this into like my daily life.
Yeah. I think also that if you do a lot of yoga on land, you're obviously a lot better at it than someone that's a newbie on the board. But don't you think that like it's still that different experience, but it's also that other set of like challenge?
Oh, 110%.
Yeah.
I mean, your yoga mat isn't going to respond if you push, with your right hand. So I bring this up with my teacher trainings, is that you have a dominant side. Like I'm right-handed. I use the whole right side of my body way more than I use my left side. I mean, when I go up the stairs, I usually step on my right foot first and put more weight on it. And you see that on your board when you're like in a tabletop position or a push-up position, is that your board's going to lean to the right-hand side, and to even it out, you have to use your non-dominant side. So it's more of a workout and it's more focusing on those muscles that maybe you haven't used before. There's so many benefits to it.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever used a whole analogy, even just like looking at your foot, your sandal, like the bottom of the sole of your sandal or tennis shoe or something, where you see more worn spots than another, or even right and left?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I've thought about that like many times, where then, you try to like, you explain it a little bit and how they're standing or how they're equalizing out and stuff. And, another one is the muscles that you use, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, yeah. You use everything.
So many muscles in your feet that you don't normally use from walking or standing, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Or the fact that you notice that you're more towards your toes, you're gripping your toes more on the traction pad than maybe evening it out between the ball and the heel. Definitely. The four corners, the rectangle, as I call it.
Yeah, exactly. The four corners, and then like balancing that out, which is like the four corners on the board kind of too.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of analogies. It's kind of fun like that.
Yeah.
Now,
no, there's so much to explore.
Yeah. Do you encourage talking when you're teaching class sometimes?
I mean,
For yoga.
In a land setting, like probably, I don't know what it is. You know, when you're in the four walls, it's like, this is a sanctuary zone. Nobody talk. But when you're like outside on the water, like you can't help it. You're like, look at that cool, you know,
I know.
dolphin or like, you know, you just never know what you're going to get. You know, there's so many variants that you have no control over during your class. Like, I was taking a class actually from a friend the other day, and this kid is like not scuba diving, but snorkeling by us. He's like, he pops his head up and he's like, "Dad, look at all the fish!" And we're all laughing in class. You know,
that's cool.
There's just so many things going on that, like there could be wind or rain while you're anchored up in your class, and it just, you know, just sharing that with other people. I don't know. I encourage it.
Yeah, I it's like when you're teaching, you know, and then they're kind of serious and you like want to crack the pressure just a little bit. It's like, okay, you know, I understand it, especially if you get a group of them together that are very serious, like yogis in studio. So I find that completely different from then when they're not so serious. So my week before was like, you know, not so serious yoga, but you know, they were, you know, obviously like in the moment being there and everything, but they were a little more vocal and stuff. So, but we had more wind. And then, you know, this week it was like less wind, more sun, and more serious group of in studio yogis. So I finally said, you know, you guys can talk to me. Like if there's something, you know, that whatever, you know, just, you know, say it, you know? So, yeah. And I had a hard time, like, I guess saying why between the two, you know, experiences.
Yeah. And you know what? You see the barrier break when the first person goes in the water. Yeah. It's kind of like all of a sudden everybody just starts, you know, you make sure the person's okay. And then we all start laughing and clapping, and all of a sudden this like serious persona on everybody's face just kind of goes away. And it's like, oh, we're here to have fun and enjoy, you know, being outside and bringing that yoga component in.
Sure. And what do they ask about falling? How do you respond about that?
Well, before I even go out, I'm like, you know, if you get wet, we are going on the water. There's a very good chance you're going to get wet and you might fall off your board. First thing is I always give them a gesture to let me know that they're okay. I'm like, first thing we do is make sure everybody's okay. And then we clap for that person, because, you know, it's that thing of if you fall, it's like, oh, I've made a mistake, or, you know, it doesn't feel good when you're that first person to get wet. But after that, I mean, when you clap for somebody and then the smile goes on their face for the most part. Yeah. Then it's kind of like you see again this barrier kind of break, and it's like, oh, I've already gone in the water. Like at this point, I can try anything that my teacher's like throwing at me, or my confidence all of a sudden is boosted because my fear was I didn't want to go in the water. I'm in the water now, so I can get on my board and just go for it now. Which is kind of like a cool thing to see.
I would agree. The pressure just washes away once they get in the water, and now they're laughing. Yeah, they're okay. They're still at their board, and yeah, I had a couple experiences with that this past few classes, but one of them, the girl jumped in and swam away.
Yeah, you know, you always have a couple of those. When I did the Wanderlust Festival, they're like, can I swim back? Like, I don't need anybody to shuttle me back. I just want to
nice.
I just want to swim back.
I'm going to swim back now. Yeah, they got in the water. Oh, this isn't so bad.
Yeah.
And swims away. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. You know, it's a different experience every time. I can't make that up. I'm sure that's the same for you.
Yeah, no, every time is completely different.
Every class, every group, every element, as far as whatever the weather is throwing at you.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you teach at home, where is it at?
Yeah. So right now I just do private lessons, just, and it's kind of wherever people want to meet up. Sometimes it's that Oceanside Harbor, Carlsbad Lagoon, pools, kind of all over the place. Or when I'm traveling,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
just kind of,
awesome.
yeah.
You do have a lot of pool photos, which are really cool looking.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like, okay, I don't have to worry about tide coming in and how much anchor I need to do or anything like that.
Right. That's true. Yeah. I was teaching some classes indoor pool throughout the winter. Not this past one, but the one before, and it was so fun to do.
Yeah, and that's the other great thing about the pool is that, it makes it's no longer seasonal. You can do it year round, especially if you have an indoor pool.
Yeah, exactly. That's so cool. I love well, of course I've already said I love everything that you're involved with and what you do. I want to like take your class.
Well, I'd be happy to have you.
You kind of got me with the virtual thing. I was like, "Oh, maybe I could like we can do something." I don't know. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Now, do you have your own website where you do that sort of thing?
Yeah, when I can. So during the school year, I'm actually a high school dance and yoga and physical education teacher, and then I work at a college as well, teaching yoga, part of their yoga program. So yeah, when I'm not doing that, then I'm usually offering my Sup Yoga practices to friends and family.
Oh, that's neat. They where you teach at, do they ask you a lot about getting out on the water as well?
They do. Kind of like the hub. They're like, okay, where do I get like a stand-up paddleboard? I get a lot of those questions. Which one is the best? Where should I go? What teacher trainings are out there? I'm constantly getting like emails. And what's great about the Namaste Subs website is it's a directory full of like all the businesses from around the world. So even a lot of people will be like, hey, I'm vacationing in like Peru. Is there any stand-up paddle yoga classes I can take? And I'll show them the directory and they'll reach out to.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not on that website, you should get on there.
Yeah.
Anybody that's listening, for sure. Wow. Well, I mean, this has been really like a fun, conversation with I love, like I said, the whole community thing, the aspect of that, and growing everything. Because I feel like it is still a growing sport. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think the kind of new wave is inflatable boards now.
Yeah, that's definitely the same here. I've seen the influx. I mean, I have a bunch of them myself for the classes, but I always say that it's great for newbie and for yoga, Then
travel.
Yeah, and the travel, right. And I have some hard ones that I keep, I have my own personal fleet as well that I have. So I still have my race board and then the like little mini surfer board that's still good for stand-up paddleboard. And I got one of those wings this year. Been trying to practice with that a little bit too, a little wing surfer.
Wow. I keep seeing those. I'm like, man, that looks like so much fun.
Yeah, you haven't tried it yet?
No, I haven't tried it yet. My husband's tried foiling, but I haven't. And we see a lot of foilers with like the wings.
Yes. Yeah. How does he like the foil?
He's still getting used to it.
Yeah, I think it takes a little bit.
They're like, man, you can't surf it like you're surfing. He's like, you gotta, it's different, like the footwork placement, and like you're not really surfing the wave. You're surfing more of like the energy above it or below it. I don't know how it works, but it's different.
One day I'll get more into that one. I think I always thought about kiteboarding, but I don't think I really want to venture down that one. And it's a lot more gear and probably, I don't know which one's harder, but I'm thinking they're both pretty challenging. So I'll try the foil though.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun.
One day I will get there. Do you do like any hiking or any other like challenging things?
Yeah, I do a lot of hiking. When the surf's not good or the weather's, not great for paddling, then yeah, we'll go for hikes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When you
Especially
can't.
from Arizona, there's mountains and hiking galore. So that's kind of what I grew up doing is, you're either finding a lake or you're going hiking.
I don't know if you can see Luna, but she's like right by me. She has to come say hi. Plus, she just had her dinner, so.
Oh.
Yeah, the when you're not on the water, it's so hard here. It's like we were on the water for maybe 6 months or less because of the snow, and then like now when it's been rainy, it's like either you're just gonna try to get out anyways and maybe get rained on, or hopefully it's not too windy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one.
Man, it's crazy. I don't know how you do it with the snow. I did Kansas for 2 years and I was like, nope, I'm going back.
Oh, really? You were kind of landlocked for a little bit?
I did. I got my bachelor's at KU, so I.
Okay. Yep. I lived in Iowa for just a short. I lasted 8 months. Yeah, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to be in or near water, more water than. They sort of had this man-made lake, and it seemed like everyone would try to flock to this lake because there was nothing else around, and there would be a line out the door or out the gate, if you didn't come early enough.
Yeah, I wasn't used to. Being from Arizona, I wasn't used to like 4 seasons. So like snow, I had never experienced snow before in my life. In fact, the first day of classes, I was wearing sandals and like a leather jacket that had no lining. It was clearly just for looks.
Yeah.
Like my toes were like purple and blue by the end. I got to my car and like the windshield was like completely frozen over, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like looking around and everybody's got like their, little ice pick for their thing. I didn't have anything, so I was using a CD cover.
That's funny. Yeah, you had no idea. You're like, what did I get into over here?
Oh yeah. And then tornadoes. I'm like, what's that sound? Why do you want to know?
Oh yeah.
What's the
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's like one of those things, people live in different places and stuff like that, but I know I love California. I just kind of like melt right in there with everyone, the locals and stuff like that. Like my last place I was at was in Hermosa Beach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there were some people were like asking me for directions. I was like, I don't know. I don't live here. I guess I did look like I lived there though.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I hope to get back there someday, and especially Hawaii. It's just so far from Michigan.
Well, if you come to Southern California, let me know. We'll have to go for a paddle.
I will most definitely do that for sure. Yeah, I would love that. You have to show me around, because when I was in San Diego, I was basically just I was like in the marina, and then sort of like in this bay area where once you left the marina, and there was heavy army or marine, a lot of planes, traffic going on because of the bases there around and along the shore. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what I was looking at. I was like, wow, I've never seen that type of aircraft before. And it was just like crazy. It was a total different experience. So yeah, I'll look forward to that though.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on and just sharing, being part of the whole podcast experience.
Well, thank you so much. I've been watching your podcast. I'm like, man, it'd be awesome to be on there. So thank you so much for having me.
Great. I'll have to ask you for some recommendations for who to ask next.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's the show. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Lauren, for sharing all of your passion for a Sup community, all the Sup yoga teachers out there. Again, I'm Misty here in Sylvan Lake, Michigan with Luna Moon Stand-Up Paddleboard Yoga. And classes are on the schedule, so go there, check it out, lunamoonsupyoga.com. And just full of gratitude for the Sup community and how many are out there supporting one another. So again, thank you. Keep tuning in, hit subscribe, go to YouTube. You can watch it there, hit subscribe there, and keep following along. We've got more paddleboarders coming down the line.